Hey everybody, it's Chastity. It's Sunday, and I wanted to just come do a message for the kids. We miss everybody at church so much, especially the kids. We can't wait to give everybody big hugs. Um, so today our verse is from Luke 9:23, and it's, "If any of you wants to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways, take up your cross daily, and follow me." And in children's church a few weeks ago, we actually did this verse and we watched the videos and we talked about it. So I thought it would be a good verse for everybody to review and really talk it over with parents. So we're going to go through each line of this verse. The first one is, "If any of you wants to be my follower." Now, the word that I like in this line is any. That's because anybody can follow God. Anybody can be a follower of Jesus. You don't have to be rich. You can be poor. You can be clean. You can be dirty. Anybody. God wants everybody to be a follower. The next line is, "You must turn from your selfish ways." And when you're selfish, it means that you're thinking about yourself and putting yourself before others. And it is easy sometimes, even for grown-ups, to think about me, what's best for me and what I want. But we need to just remember that what is important to God should be important to us too. And so we must turn from our selfish ways. Take up your cross daily. Now, we talked about this too, and it doesn't mean that you pick up a big, heavy cross and you carry it around every day. What that means is that sometimes you have to deny what you want or what you need or what you think you need and do what God wants. So just remember that. So sometimes it might be hard, but you have to do things that God wants you to do and maybe instead of what you would like to do. And the last part is follow me. You should be a follower of Christ. Do the things that he says we should do and be the people who he calls us to be. So that's Luke 9:23. Now I want to know, what is important to you? I know that some of you like sports. Maybe some of you were playing soccer or baseball or softball. I know that a lot of you like phones and video games and your friends. And you like going to school and you like watching TV. I like to watch TV too. So an activity that I want you to do, whenever you can, I want you to get a blank piece of paper. I want you to start in the middle of the page, and I want you to draw some things that are important to you. Now, you can draw as many as you'd like. You can draw 3, you can draw 5, you can draw however many you'd like. But what I need you to do is leave a space at the top of the page. Now, here are some things that I drew. I really like to watch TV, and I know that it takes up a lot of my time sometimes, but I do like to watch TV. Another thing that is important to me is cleaning, because I like to have a clean house. And another thing that's important to me is my phone, because I like to talk to my friends and family and keep up with what everybody's doing. And so I did mine in the middle of the page, and I left a space at the top. And when you get done doing that, I want you to go back to the top of the page, and in big letters, I want you to write God. Now, we're putting God at the top in the biggest letters because we want to remember that he comes first. So maybe at night before I want to watch TV, I could spend time in prayer with God, and I could thank him for things that he's done for me. I can pray and let him know the things that my heart desires. And any of the other things, maybe if I really need to spend time reading my Bible, but I also know that I really need to sweep or clean the kitchen, I need to stop and I need to put God first. And I could spend time reading my Bible before I do any of that. And so after you do this, I really want you to hang it up in your room or on the refrigerator, somewhere where you can see it. And I want you to remember to put God first. Now, here's something else that I want you to do, and this is a family discussion. So I'll read these questions, and moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, whoever's watching this, you can go back to the video and see the questions. So one question is, how can I put God first? So I want you to think of ways that you can put God first. Question number 2 that I want you to talk about, Does putting God first mean I can't do the things that I enjoy? Question 3, how can I give God the glory for the things I like to do and the things that I'm good at? And so when we did have this discussion, Kenny had a good answer because we were talking about the things that people in our family are good at. And Kenny said that his dad, Mr. Ken, was really good at fixing cars and working on cars. And of course, Mr. Ken has to work so he can provide for his family. And so Kenny said that one way that Mr. Ken could give God the glory is for thanking God for giving him that talent to work on cars. Not everybody's good at working on cars. I know that I'm not. So that's just one example. And then I have a challenge for you. Sit with your family, and I want you to set aside certain days and times during the week where you have time with God. You have to make an effort to stick with the schedule and put God first. Maybe it can be a certain day, maybe it can be a certain time. And you could be spending time in prayer, reading the Bible, worshiping Him through songs, different things like that. So I really challenge you to do that this week and try to get in the habit of making a day and time where you put God first.